Goran is in goal, back three of Amaruso, Goff and Bjorklund, and the wing-backs Porini and Stensas. In the middle, it's McCall and Ferguson and Rino Gattuso, and the strike threat, Rangers will hope, will come from the two players who really destroyed Hearts in the final of 2 years ago. Brian Laudrup, who scored twice, and Gordon Durie, who's hat-trick for 24 years. It's Willie Young's Scottish Cup final in his 8th season as a Grade 1 official. He's a FIFA referee as well. He's a cool customer, and that's going to be important on a day that will be hot in all senses of the word. Hearts and Rangers so far this season have won nothing, and both badly want to put that right. Ali McCoist, to begin with, will have a watching brief, but such is his goal-scoring record that he could well be an ace in the pack for Walter Smith before this match is finished. And of course Ali McCoist scored the goal, the breakthrough goal, in the semi-final victory against Celtic. Brian Laudrup, his last game for Rangers, scheduled to move in the summer to Chelsea, although there has been a fair bit of confusion hanging over that transfer in recent weeks. But Brian Laudrup is as desperate as anyone in the Rangers side to end his career at Ibrox on a high.
Yeah, I want to. He's been such a fabulous player. Not only Rangers fans admire him, but supporters all around the country really have to look at Laudrup's time here in Scotland as a special period for us to have a player of his ability. Playing his trade was fantastic. He will want to go out on a high, and if he plays well today, then Rangers' chances of winning this game are doubled, you have to say, because if he doesn't get going for them, then they've got a real problem.
Well, there's the glorious high view of Celtic Park, a stadium befitting to hold a match of such importance. Hearts and Rangers, who finished third and second respectively in the Premier Division. So now it's down to the wire. The last match of the Scottish domestic season. Willie Young making sure that everything is right. Stefan Adam and Thomas Flogel over the ball, and the Tennant Scottish Cup final is underway. Hearts quickly pushing the ball around, keen that as many players as possible in the first couple of minutes get a touch of the ball and get the chance to settle. Stefan Adam, superb technique. Up with Fulton, turning away from Ian Ferguson. Good direct run from Fulton. It's a penalty! It's a penalty kick after 30 seconds! The Rangers players are stunned, but Willie Young was on the spot to make the ruling.
I don't think they can have much complaint, because he went flying through between them there and just got caught by Ian Ferguson. He went through between two players. He was very, very positive. Fulton there, it was a tremendous run from him. That's the way to commit players early in the game. That's what you should be doing in the edge of the box, and it's worked out very well. New hairstyle, obviously, new technique for Stevie Fulton there. Marvellous run. What an opportunity for Hearts to go in front.
What an incredible opening to this match, and up steps Colin Cameron, who hasn't played too much football in the last month or so. 9 goals already this season, and he's scored 3 times from the penalty spot. Can he calm his nerves? He can! Colin Cameron fires Hearts in front. 90 seconds on the clock. Hearts fans celebrate. It's a dream opening for them.
A fabulous start. Very, very coolly taken here. Colin Cameron there puts Andy Gorham the wrong way, gets a bit of height on it as well, so even if Andy Gorham had gone to ground the right way, probably wouldn't have gotten near it. Great opening for Hearts, terrific start. From Rangers' point of view, it gives you 88 minutes to pull it back. It's not such a bad thing losing a goal at this stage of the match. Long way to go, but what a settler that will be for the Hearts team.
It's a start to the match the Hearts supporters could not have dreamed of. And one wonders what impact that will have on the match. With Hearts wanted to settle early. They've certainly done that. And that precious opening goal. Cameron, Ritchie, Adam. Cameron again. Bjorklund's got there before Adam. The Swede against the Frenchman.
Interesting, Rob. Rangers already switched around with Perini moving into the back three alongside Goff and Amoruso, and Bjorklund moving out to the right wing-back position. So Bjorklund is going to go out there and mark, it looks to me, as if he's going to go directly against Neil McCann, try and thwart the pace of McCann. A little bit of a worry for Rangers in that respect. So they've changed it about at the back.
Here comes Lorenzo Amoruso. Stale Stensas. Good challenge from Flugel. Another chance for Stensas. Trying to push that through for Jury. Gordon Jury did well to get there in front of David Weir. Now Laudrup just kept that in. Running at Dave McPherson. McPherson did enough in the tackle. Rangers supporters looking for a free kick against the challenge on Stensas. Willie Young says play on. Now Steve Fulton with some room to make things happen. The 19-year-old Naismith. All the composure for a teenager, taking his time, making sure that the pass found Fulton. Madame pushing into the back of Sergio Porrini. Porrini, the former Juventus player.
Yeah, here's a penalty again. You can see here. Oh no, it's not. I just thought that incident there. I thought they were going to show the penalty incident, but it was just a simple little push in the back there.
Amoruso, an Italian Cup winner with Fiorentina. Indeed, he scored a goal in the Italian Cup final. Looking to add another medal to his collection, but at the moment it's uphill for Rangers. We know Gattuso bouncing off Salvatore. Good run from Gattuso. The shot was well hit, but it was straight at Gilles Rousset.
That's the first break Rangers have really had going forward, the first real attack when they've been an opportunity to get a shot and goal.
David Weir will head to the World Cup with Scotland. Paul Ritchie, who might well have done, got himself to the fringes of Craig Brown's squad, but I'm sure before too much longer he'll be part of the international reckoning. The young player of the year. Richard Goff, who has the job now of settling his team down and urging them to play. Laudrup's flick, evading Jury. And Paul Ritchie was happy just to let that run through to Rousset. Naismith, product of the youth development system at Tynecastle. Voted by the players as their young player of the year. Ritchie was the football writer's choice, the Bell's young player of the year. Thomas Flugel, 9 Austrian caps, so a handy man to bring into your lineup for Jim Jeffries. One of the most technically gifted players that Jim Jeffries has worked with. It's a foul given against Fulton. There's the victim, Ian Ferguson.
Yeah, it was just foot up there as he tried to flick it away.
Stale Stensas lining up the cross. It took the merest of touches off David Weir, through for Jury. Good turn by Gordon Jury, and what a good challenge that was by Gary Naismith. Jury was looking menacing just inside the area, trying to force Rousset into a save, but it was Naismith who got himself in the way. Stefano Salvatore missed out on a couple of games. He's back, he's fresh. Kept in just by Bjorklund. It's Jury's flick. Ahead of him though, Paul Ritchie, well read. Finding the blonde head of Fulton. That's Cameron. And that looked like a high boot against Gary Naismith. Rino Gattuso it was who charged in. He's a fierce competitor.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of time for Emdy to settle there. There was quite a few challenges in there, and Gattuso's foot up high, the studs into the shin on Naismith. But Hearts are trying to settle down and play a bit of football now. They know that Rangers are going to have to push out, they have to pull something back, and they're trying to play a relaxed brand of football, maybe open Rangers up capitalising on a little mistake, little slip up the Rangers might have, get themselves two in front and really put the pressure on the Irish team.
Good play from Neil McCann. We haven't seen too much of him so far, but always likely to inject some pace and some skill. Ian Ferguson to Brian Laudrup. First time flip for Stensas. Gordon Jury a lone figure up through the middle at the moment. Ian Ferguson now getting there in support. But the Stensas cross charged down by Dave McPherson. A man with a fair haul of honours in his time. 3 titles, 1 Scottish Cup, 4 League Cup, 27 Scotland Cups. Not likely to have any fears about this sort of atmosphere. Thomas Flogel has also sampled football at the top level with Austria Vienna and in the Austrian international side. Jury's in the area, Richard Gough is there, Lorenzo Amoruso as well, in from Stensas. Didn't get beyond Gary Naismith, that's the Laudrup shot! Well hit by Brian Laudrup, and very confidently behind it was Gilles Rousset. Rousset, who still has nightmares about the final of 2 seasons ago, but he looked very competent here.
Yeah, he did well. It was a good strike from Laudrup, on target, that's all you can say about it. It didn't really cause Rousset a lot of problem. The only real trouble he would have had there if he'd spilled it and allowed the Rangers player to go on the end of it. Those really should be bread and butter saves.
Time here for Gough and Porini. Ferguson's pass chested down by Jury. Laudrup to Porini. Quick change of direction, getting himself away from Colin Cameron, but Hart's working hard at closing down. Stensas, the former Rosenborg player, a Norwegian Cup winner in his time. It's Amoruso. A high, hopeful ball for Jury. Easily nodded away by Ritchie. The clearance completed by Neil McCann. Retrieved by Richard Gough. Approaching 10 minutes of the match gone. And Hearts have the edge. It's a fine ball picking out the head of Stensas. First time for Gattuso. Italian against Italian. Salvatore claiming a free kick, and he gets it against Gattuso. Bruno Gattuso indulging in a spot of back chat with Willie Young. He'll want to watch that because 12 yellow cards and 1 red have already come his way this season.
Yeah, there wasn't much in that. Very competitive Gattuso, he'll fight for everything. He's the one player that will come out in the midfield and go and join in with Laudrup and Jury. And I think that he'll make Salvatore work today. He'll certainly make a lot of forward runs, and Salvatore is a man playing his area who'll have to track those.
Strong challenge there by Stuart McCall. I think it's fair to say that on the pitch of the 22 players, you'd have to be a lot more committed than the average to beat Stuart McCall for how much he wants to win. Richard Gough happy to let that run. And back with Andy Gorham, the only player in the Rangers team who's featured in the entire Tennant Scottish Cup campaign. This is 7th Scottish Cup tie of the season. Good touch from Bjorklund, left by Jury, hoping Brian Laudrup was in behind him. It was read by Weir. And now Fulton. He has been given no time and no room by Gattuso. I think a free kick given against Gattuso. A bit over-eager to get at the ball. Fulton. The pass delivered with the outside of the left foot. Neil McCann got the ball beyond Porini and almost ended up shoulder high there. A fairly spectacular challenge.
It was an interesting one. You got a little bit of a piggyback here. McCann. I think Porini's trying to get up and get after the ball. I don't think there's anything in that at all. Neil McCann is obviously been obstructed by that, but I don't think Porini is seeking to gain an advantage there.
Here's Porini again. Popular player with the Rangers supporters. Gordon Jury trying to play a 1-2 with Stuart McCall, and Jury was checked out. Free kick. Jury 10 goals this season, but he's only started 22 matches. And he will feature in Craig Brown's starting lineup in France, fitness permitting. Salvatore and Fulton, Dam and Flogel in the wall. Colin Cameron as well. Stuart McCall is over the ball. Behind him, it's Lorenzo Amoruso. Winding up for the strike. And I think from his point of view, the least said about that, the better.
Yeah, that's a bit of an embarrassing one. One of those ones you try to get your foot round the ball and you don't at all, so you're actually almost slicing it there and nowhere near the goal. A bad effort there from Amoruso. Rangers are trying to work their way back in the match. I say they've been competitive in the midfield. They're trying to stop Hearts playing in the Hearts of that one-goal lead, and it could be crucial at the end, as we know. But they haven't really managed to get their midfield going at all, and that's mainly because Rangers are very, very tight in that particular department.
Steve Fulton going for the bouncing ball. Gordon Jury did as well. Fulton still grounded. Brian Laudrup, Stensas outside him. Lovely touch from Laudrup to get away from Flogo. In the way was Salvatore. Here comes Stensas on the right foot. Good effort. Hooked his right foot round the ball. Tried desperately to keep it down. And it just soared over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was a tremendous run by Laudrup. That ability to take people on. The cross was cleared in Salvatore, but good work by Stensas following up. Just really flashed the ball with his right foot, not his better foot, it has to be said, but you know, fired it over under pressure, you have to say too, mind you. It wasn't an easy one to get down, but Rangers have had most of the play since Hearts scored it, and Hearts have created very little threat. Just wonder, Rob, whether they might have a problem with exactly how to approach it. There's Jim Jeffries. I'm sure he's a little bit worried about his side, just wondering how they might approach it. Having scored so early in the match, sometimes it can be a problem. If they don't win this game, I'm certain you'll hear Jim Jeffries probably complain later on that we scored too early, because some managers do actually complain about that.
Here's Steve Fulton, who's very direct play inside the first 30 seconds. Brought Hearts the lead. A real captain's part, that. Cleared by Amoruso. Dave McPherson won the header, and he's also got the free kick. Brian Laudrup reckoned that was his, but Willie Young ruling that Laudrup was backing into McPherson.
Yeah, he does it all the time. There's no question that that was a foul for Dave McPherson. Brian Laudrup doesn't actually like to go and win the headers, does he?
Gary Naismith's pass, Stefan Adam, good turn. Getting himself a couple of yards, leaves it to Colin Cameron. Injection of pace, and he'll be disappointed with the final ball because he got himself clear well there. But the delivery, not as he would have wanted it.
He did really well. Look at this little crossover run, taking the ball from him, leaving two Rangers players in his wake. Couldn't get his left foot. I thought he should have actually taken on a touch, maybe got himself more towards the byline and then cut it back. With one or two of his teammates waiting. That's the first time Hearts really have managed to create anything going forward since he got the goal.
McCall to Porini. Ian Ferguson making a run through the middle. Sergio Porini again. Rangers keeping the ball, but making no great headway. Now they try again with Bjorklund. Neil McCann, though, gets the throw. Good play against Bjorklund from McCann, who does his fair share of defensive duties.
It's a strange decision, Rob. Walter Smith would play Bjorklund in the wide right. I know he wants to stop McCann playing there, but the big problem is that on the offensive side of the game, when Bjorklund gets the ball wide in those sort of situations, doesn't have enough creative powers to go and make anything happen for Rangers really there, and I think Porini would have been better in that area.
Gary Naismith didn't manage to keep that ball in, fired it down the touchline, but it just sliced off the outside of his left foot, and out for the throw. No cause for panic from Rangers, plenty time left to turn this game around. They at the moment will be content to keep the ball, find some form, try to fashion away, breaking down the Hearts defence. But Hearts giving them no time on the ball, and Porini a touch fortunate to hold off the attentions there of Fulton. Now Jury for Bjorklund, again in an attacking position. It's Gattuso, it's McCall, Brian Laudrup, the flag stays down, he's in behind Cameron. The cut out by David Weir. That was so important as Laudrup threatened. Now Gattuso squared it, looking for Stensas. Hammered away by McPherson. Back in from Amoruso. It's McPherson again, beating his own teammate Thomas Flogel in the air. Stuart McCall lunging into the tackle. The face of determination. A look at the watch there from Walter Smith, and it will tell him that there are nearly 18 minutes of the match gone. Rangers one down. Judy's pass. Laudrup trying to pick out the Ferguson run. Couldn't find a way through. Tackle from behind on Salvatore by Gattuso. Willie Young not over-impressed with the writhing actions on the ground of Salvatore.
Yeah, I think Salvatore made an awful lot of that challenge, to be honest. I think Gattuso could be considered attacking from behind it. Salvatore tried to check him. He didn't realise that Gattuso would go in low into the challenge. And I thought he won it fairly.
Rino Gattuso, thankfully for him, doesn't add to his card collection, which is pretty impressive if you like that sort of thing. And Salvatore is up and about. Thomas Flogel won the flick. It was well played by Richard Gough, and he was fouled by Stefan Adam. Adam looking the face of innocence, but he caught Richard Gough there in a fairly private part of the anatomy, I think.
Yes, sore one. That's all we can say, Rob. Both our eyes are watering up here in the gantry, but you can realise that it won't keep him out of the match for sure, but certainly a sore one to take at the time. Stefan Adam, I thought, he probably didn't see Richard Gough coming till late, but there's no doubt about it. He'd already made his mind up to get his foot up for the ball, and I think Richard Gough just got the worst of it. I don't think it was intentional.
Stefan Adam, not renowned as a dirty player. Certainly a very effective player he's been for Hearts since moving here from French football. Already this season he scored 11 goals, and that includes 2 in the semi-final victory against Falkirk. Richard Gough, after that challenge, destined to make your eyes water, is okay. David Weir's headed clearance. Thomas Flogel couldn't keep control of the ball. Now McCall. The pass finding Gattuso. Laudrup. Willie Young playing advantage. Here's Bjorklund, time to measure the cross. Didn't get beyond Ritchie. Fulton. Knocked away by Neil McCann.
Yeah, he's having a word with Salvatore now about the challenge there, because he had a late one in Gattuso as well. That will prove to be a very interesting contest as the afternoon goes on. I'd imagine that both players will probably end up with a yellow card at some stage if they're going to keep going at this rate.
Again, that was a situation where Rangers had Bjorklund in a forward position on the right-hand side. The final ball was a disappointment. Now it's Fulton in possession for Hearts, finding Adam. A delayed dive from Stefan Adam, which will not win him too many friends, certainly among the Rangers supporters. But Willie Young was close enough to make the correct judgment. Now Amoruso moving at pace. That's for Jury. Gordon Jury lost his footing initially and won it back. Ian Ferguson. That's through looking for Gattuso, and again more theatricals at the edge of the area, this time from Rino Gattuso. And again Willie Young says get up and get on with it.
Yeah, Gattuso was trying to take an advantage here. He watched as Dave McPherson does just block his run, and you know, a lot of the times the defenders do that and get away with it. But Gattuso, typical continental style, they always try and make more of it to prove that they've been fouled, and he threw himself down. But you know, the referee was having none of it to his credit.
Getting close to the midway point in the first half, and Hearts and Jim Jeffries and Billy Brown still with that precious lead, delivered so early. Colin Cameron's penalty kick, which left Andy Gorham as a spectator. Jim Jeffries delivering some instructions. Adam's flick away from Stensas. Time for David Weir to control the ball on his chest, but I think he'd more time there than he thought.
Yeah, he didn't realise Gordon Jury had slipped. Terrific player, Weir. He just forms a good partnership with young Ritchie as well, and you know, really has one for the future of those two, especially young Ritchie, who has had a great season as well.
Casual play on the goal line from Andy Gorham, which had a few hearts and mouths among the Rangers support. But now they're heading down the other end of the field with Brian Laudrup. He's away from Naismith. Early ball in. Too much on it for Gordon Durie. Has to go chasing. Stensas in behind him. Back goes Flogel. And Thomas Flogel makes a good challenge. Possibilities there for a cutback from Stensas. It was on his favoured left foot, but Flogel got in with the diving challenge and was happy to concede a corner kick. Up comes Richard Gough. All the way through for Stuart McCall. Gough is still up there. And easily captured by Gilles Rousset. No Rangers challenge on him. So he was always very confident and assured that that ball would be his.
Well, he's a man who wanted to make up for his personal nightmare 2 years ago, Rob, when against Rangers the last time. And in those sort of scenarios with the ball high in the air, he's got to come off his line. I mean, nobody has the sort of advantage that he's got, the height he is, being able to use his hands as well. Just takes the pressure off his defence.
Stensas, Laudrup, Gattuso. The challenge from Salvatore. And again, a strong hint that Rino Gattuso was making the most of that challenge as he flung himself into the air. But throw in the decision, and Gattuso again. It's a good challenge by Flogel, working very hard. Down grounded, looking for a free kick. Doesn't get it, looks exasperated, but play on. And Ferguson lofting it forward for Bjorklund. Did well to get there before Naismith. But covering in behind Naismith quite superbly, Neil McCann. That was a potentially difficult situation for Hearts, but they got their way out of it with a fair bit of style. Down was fouling Amoruso. Free kick taken quickly by Ferguson. Perini through for Durie, away from Ritchie. Trying to get outside, Gary Naismith. Gilles Rousset was able to survey that Gordon Durie shot with no great trouble.
No, he's almost playing a lone role. Look at Durie, he's against 4 defenders there. There's nothing on for him other than to take people on himself and have a shot. Not a lot of support. Rangers have to get more players up to support the front men if they're going to do anything. If Gattuso's making an awful lot of runs, and in the heat, that'll be energy sapping to try and support Laudrup and Durie. So other people have to take it in turn. Need to get more from the fullbacks as well. Phil Stensas and Bjorklund. They're getting on the ball a lot, but nothing much coming from it so far.
Left by Gattuso for McCall. Colin Cameron was getting to McCall very quickly. And closing down Lorenzo Amoruso were Steve Fulton and Stefan Adan. Hearts know that success here today will only come as a result of hard work coupled with the undoubted ability that they possess. Fulton's long ball had Stefan Adam in mind, but easily cut out by Amoruso. Ian Ferguson, he was recalled last week for the league game at Dundee United. That was his first start in 3 months. Free kick. And Gordon Durie's not happy.
No, I would say the referee got that one wrong as well. I think if you just watch this there, he plays the ball away perfectly well from Stevie Fulton, and you know, a foul given there, but a mistake by Wally Young that time.
David Weir's angled ball for Neil McCann. He's being held off by Joachim Bjorklund. That's where Bjorklund is so much more comfortable doing his defensive duties. He's very quick, and he's the man to counter the pace of Neil McCann.
Yeah, McCann has never really got in the game, you have to say, and one thing Bjorklund can do is snuff out potential dangers with his pace, his strength. But you know, he's also, when you're playing a wing-back position, you've also got to get forward, and that's a big problem I think Rangers have, and is having him getting on the ball quite a lot in that wide area.
Superbly won in the middle by Paul Ritchie. Leaves it for Salvatore. David Weir. A bit over-ambitious there. There were easier passes on around him, opting for a difficult one, and all Weir's done is hand back possession to Rangers. Amoruso's pass overhit by some considerable way, trying to justify his actions there to Stensas. But the Norwegian never looked to have much chance of catching that. And the same could be said of Thomas Flogel, who tried to prevent that crossing the touchline. Ian Ferguson with Porini alongside him. Gattuso up ahead, further on Laudrup. That was cut out by Naismith. Rangers at the moment lacking ideas in the middle. A lack of invention about their play. And Hearts looking solid. McPherson winning the header against Jury. That was a good challenge by Colin Cameron. And the minute he'd won the ball, he was racing downfield, looking to link up in an attack. And he was brought down by Ian Ferguson as he headed for the halfway line.
He wasn't really going anywhere, Colin Cameron. It was definitely a foul. Felt that Ian Ferguson should just to really have shadowed him over to the touchline there and you know, taken the pressure out of it. But it was a free kick.
Came off the top of Stensas' head. Stefan Adam with Amoruso in behind him. Too tight to the byline, and Adam couldn't keep it in. But there's the happy scoreline for Hearts supporters. 1 goal up, Colin Cameron's penalty after 90 seconds. And we've now 29 minutes gone. The blue boots of Rino Gattuso. Finding Ian Ferguson, but reading that so well was Steve Fulton. And the foul goes against Fulton. He's furious. Free kick taken quickly. Ferguson's pass goes astray. And now Hearts on the counter. Gary Naismith knocks the ball one side of Porini, runs round the other. Great pace. Great confidence too from Naismith to even attempt that. A disappointing ball in at the end of it, but what promise there is in this 19-year-old.
Yeah, a great run from the youngster, smashing young player for the super season, firmly established himself in the team.
A tackle well won by David Weir against Brian Laudrup. Superb timing. He sensed that Laudrup had slightly overrun it, and he was so quickly in. Richard Gough so keen to end his Rangers days on a high, and that goes for so many involved, for the Ibrox team this afternoon and for the manager. The long ball from Porini, not a great problem that for Dave McPherson. Breaking for Ian Ferguson. Brian Laudrup away from Flugel. That came off Dave McPherson. Still in. With Stensas. Nicely flighted. Well dealt with though by the Hearts defence. Rangers unable to put on the sort of pressure they would like. And Hearts able to protect their lead. Steve Fulton, who got himself, along with several of the other Hearts players, to the fringes of the Scotland squad for the World Cup. Fulton played for Scotland B, as did Neil McCann, Colin Cameron and Paul Ritchie.
They don't look fully relaxed at times, Hearts. I mean, they've got the 1-goal lead. They really should be playing sort of flowing football, knocking it about, making Rangers work, but they're giving the ball away at times when the simple pass is on.
Porini's pass this time for Brian Laudrup. Looking for the corner kick and gets it. Paul Ritchie with a few words to say to Bob Gunn, the assistant referee on the far side, and now having words with Willie Young as well. He reckoned that was a goal kick. But Rangers have a corner. The big boys are coming up, Richard Gough and Sergio Porini, both in the box. Not found though. The Stensas corner kick, and counter-attacking possibilities here. Left by Neil McCann, but nobody in behind him. Stuart McCall filling in for Stensas as he moved forward. Ian Ferguson looking around him, and not too much happening ahead of him. Not too many options. Jury's pass. A long run, a long bursting run for Stuart McCall, and at the end of it, he couldn't catch the Jury pass.
No, Ian Ferguson looked up there, picked up the ball and looked over to the right-hand side, and there wasn't a player in sight for him to make a pass to, and eventually to keep it on the left. And Rangers, I mean, it might be hot out there, but they certainly don't seem to be working hard enough at times in order to try and create things when they're going forward. From the same point of view, as I mentioned, Hearts giving the ball away. If they just kept possession today and made Rangers work, I think there were a lot of openings for them, but you know, they're trying at times difficult passes. When if they just kept possession, made it simple, then I think they could keep the ball off Rangers.
Cleared by David Weir. Stensas won the header against Flogel. It's Amaruso, powerful header. It's head tennis over the halfway line at the moment. The ball getting a hefty bruising, and finally it hits the ground with Stuart McCall. Again looking around him, hoping for available teammates. It was Parini. And now back with Stuart McCall again. Brian Laudrup, overrun. Salvatore's clearance came off Laudrup. It was well played. The deftest of back heels from Laudrup. Burst of speed took him away from Colin Cameron, who's still on the ground. Gattuso to Jury. Ian Ferguson lining up for the shot. Off target. Better play though from Rangers, better build-up.
Couldn't even consider, you know, a half chance, that sort of shot. If the run had come from a bit closer to Jury, he may have got beyond the Hearts defence, but he was having to come from very, very deep to go and support that. Terrific run by Laudrup as well. Lovely little touch from him to go past Cameron, and Colin Cameron injured himself trying to make that challenge on Brian Laudrup there as he went past him. But you know, Hearts they're more or less keeping a sort of 5 across the midfield as well. I thought today they would be looking at a 4-3-3 from them, but Stefan Adam is playing his own up front. Flugel is playing on the right-hand side to try and stop Stensas, and Neil McCann is very, very deep on the left to make it a 5 in midfield. They do obviously think the Rangers are strong in that area, and they have put extra men in there to try and take it up, but consequently they're not as free-flowing going forward, and they're not creating the sort of opportunities that Hearts normally do.
Rangers have a free kick. Colin Cameron is up and about, having taken a knock a couple of moments ago. There were some worried looks on the Hearts bench because Cameron has had pelvic problems all season, and they flared up late on, and he's been rested of late, and he a key player. The scorer of the only goal so far. Amaruso! Great effort from Lorenzo Amaruso, hammed away by Gilles Rousset. An audacious attempt from the Italian. He was so far out.
Fabulous strike. His first one free kick he had was an embarrassment to himself, but that one almost embarrassed Rousset. You've got to say, shooting from about at least 40 yards, I would say. Fabulous pace on the ball, and a good save by Rousset in the end.
As you saw, it was swerving inside the post. Ian Ferguson this time with an attempt at goal. Rangers looking a bit livelier. Walter Smith has come down from the director's box, and just a hint that Ali McCoist might be involved before too much longer. The corner kick struck by Stensas. In came Parini, and away comes Dave McPherson, sliding into the tackle. He's had 2 spells with Hearts and 2 spells with Rangers, Dave McPherson. A football career which has taken him back and forth along the M8 on quite a lot of occasions. Here's McCall, lofting that one over the head of Cameron for Laudrup. That was aimed at Stensas. Cameron was in the way. Flogel, Salvatore, got there just in time. Left by Adam for Cameron. Good play from Cameron, away from McCall. Now Adam, having a look at the penalty box to see what's available. Infield from Salvatore to Fulton. Lots of room here for Gary Naismith. Chance to have a run at Bjorklund. Threaded through for Neil McCann. And Neil McCann was very quickly up there. Honest play from McCann, because he knew that wasn't a penalty kick. And suggestions among the Rangers supporters that McCann had taken a dive. But he got himself back on his feet very quickly there, sending out the message that that was no penalty. Fulton against Ian Ferguson. It's for Stefan Adam. Richard Goff at a couple of yards start. Naismith's return pass for Fulton would have been okay had the Hearts skipper not slipped. Now it's Gattuso. And McCall. So disappointed not to be in Scotland's World Cup squad. Stuart McCall. Adam opening play out nicely. Spotting Colin Cameron in some room. But Cameron overrun it. And so too casual. Ball taken away from him by Colin Cameron. That looked fair enough to me.
Yeah, once again, I don't agree with Willie Young's decision on that one. I felt it was an excellent challenge. I thought Amoruso took too long on the ball. Here's a little one. I don't think Richard Goff's trying to stop him at all. Neil McCann there, I just think sees he's not going to get there.
That certainly was the right decision by Willie Young, but he's maybe been taken in by a couple of decisions so far where the ball appears to have been won, as with Colin Cameron a couple of minutes ago. Naismith against Perini. A player at the start of his career against one of huge experience in Serie A with Juventus. The wall of sound coming from the Hearts supporters as they try to spark their team into more action. Salvatore lucky to get a second attempt, but the pass was a loose one. Didn't find Dave McPherson. Did find Stale Stensas. Now Gordon Jury picking up the ball in a deep position. Laudrup up ahead of him. It comes off McPherson, back to Jury. Now Laudrup. Too high for Ian Ferguson. A wasted opportunity. One back by Gattuso. Stuart McCall. He's away from Naismith. The shot blocked by Paul Ritchie. Neil McCann looking for a free kick for the challenge from Joachim Bjorklund. He showed his fury that the free kick wasn't given, and his protest leads to a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that it's one or two incidents like that where he's been accused of down. But this time I think he plays it on there. He goes round Bjorklund. I don't think Bjorklund's making any attempt to stop him. And Neil McCann realises he's not going to get on the end of the ball and throws himself down. That's disappointing from a player that has talent, a player who really should be lighting up a cup final like this, to receive a yellow card for something so simple.
Inside the last 4 minutes of the first 45, lofted in by Perini, and yet again the sort of delivery and the lack of challenge which meant no sweat for Gilles Rousset. He just plucked that one out of the air, as you'd expect him to do at 6'5". Now Adam took a touch off Perini, away from Goff. Stensas finding Gattuso. Stale Stensas rushed into that when he had much more time. Cameron. Flogel brushed aside by Amoruso. Here's the Italian again. McCall to Ferguson. That's for Jury. Paul Ritchie's at his back. Stensas quite prominent in the Rangers' attacks, linking well with Laudrup. That's for Gordon Jury, but too much on the cross. And there's a face of frustration. Not the quality of ball in that we expect from Laudrup.
No, he's looked reasonably upright there today, Brian Laudrup, you have to say. He's been committed, he's worked hard, he's made a lot of runs into wide positions, and he's delivered balls in the box. The unfortunate thing that Rangers have is that because of the system they've lined up, they've only got Jury up front, so if Jury doesn't go on the end of a cross, virtually no one else will, because they have to make runs from midfield to go and join them. So if you're going to play as many people on the back, you have to sacrifice something, and it's certainly the attacking side of the game that Rangers have done that today.
Free kick against Paul Ritchie for the foul on Gordon Jury. The pair together again at the edge of the area. Gattuso there for Rangers, Richard Gough. In comes Lorenzo Amoruso, lofted in by Ian Ferguson. That's Richard Gough. He was climbing to reach the header, climbing on the back of David Weir. And there's the video evidence, which tells us that Willie Young, who was just at the edge of picture there, so he was certainly close enough to make that judgment, but he got it right.
Yeah, he's got most right, Willie Young, today, you have to say. So one or two that I've disagreed with, but in the main, he's got it right.
Stefan Adam is away from Amoruso, but the whistle has gone for a foul on Amoruso, and Jim Jeffries, well, not too impressed with that decision.
I didn't think Jim would like that, but I think he just caught his heel. The only thing is that whether you consider that deliberate or accidental, and I think it's accidental.
Gary Naismith, who's had an impressive first half. Good play from him, firstly beating Ian Ferguson, then the pass which evaded Gattuso. It's Flogel for Adam, trying to prod the ball back towards Flogel. Early ball for Brian Laudrup, but the flag up against him.
Very, very tight, I think. I think probably just a step on it as he receives that ball, and I think it's a right decision. The flag was up very early, I have to say, so Leisman was in a terrific position to see that.
The 45 minutes are up, so we're into stoppage time now at the end of the first half. Maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes of time, which Willie Young will add on. And Hearts will want to keep things tight at this stage. They'll want to protect the lead that they have. Gordon Jury will have other ideas. Back with him, going Neil McCann, all the way to the corner flag. Gordon Jury trying to play the ball off McCann for a corner kick, no joy. Given away by Fulton to Ferguson. Gattuso has it. Gordon Jury was trying to get himself back onside. In from Perini, chance for Laudrup, and again Laudrup! So close from Brian Laudrup. Hearts played their way into trouble there and were so very nearly punished.
Well, he seemed to take an ace to get a shot in Brian Laudrup there. They just couldn't quite get out his feet there. I think there's a slight deflection on it as well. And the ball came back, Gattuso's shot deflected for the corner kick, but a real chance for Rangers to get an equaliser.
The corner kick, Stalis Stensas. That was Paul Ritchie's header. And a free kick to Rangers, right at the edge of the area. The foul was on Joachim Björklund. And every Hearts player now will be behind the ball. 90 seconds of stoppage time already added. This could be the last piece of action in the first half. Amoruso over the ball, and that's a menacing figure as far as Hearts are concerned. He's already rattled in a 40-yarder. Stensas leaves it. Amoruso's shot, pulled it wide this time. Hit the target earlier on with a longer range effort.
I don't think that was quite worked out the way as planned. I think Stensas was maybe meant to take a little touch on that, because Amoruso wasn't very happy, and he's still castigating Stensas for his part in that free kick, but nevertheless, shot off target. But Laudrup really had the best chance there for Rangers to get the equaliser. Just couldn't quite get shot on target. Definitely deflected onto the post, though.
That's half-time. And into the dressing room at half-time. Hearts take a 1-0 lead. And there's the man, the skipper, Steve Fulton, whose foraging run into the penalty box won Hearts a penalty. Ian Ferguson's challenge, the spot kick awarded, and expertly put away by Colin Cameron. So 90 seconds were on the clock when Cameron gave Hearts the lead, and that's as close as Rangers have come. A 40-yarder from Lorenzo Amoruso, followed by the Brian Laudrup effort, which came back off the upright. The second half underway. Hearts still have that lead, which they've had from 90 seconds in. First touch for Ali McCoist, finding Rino Gattuso. Useful first touch, headed away by Gary Naismith. Naismith, one of the outstanding performers in the first half. It's difficult to believe at times that he's only 19. Such is the composure he plays with. In from Parini. Gordon Jury, the volley, asking for a touch in the box, which might well have diverted it towards Gilles Rousset's goal.
Yeah, it was what you call a half chance there. The ball breaking to Jury, snatched at his shot a little bit, and I thought at one stage McCoist was going to stick a toe on it. You'll just see here it flashes past his left foot as he pokes it out towards it. But I think the game will open up a bit more now, Robert. I think Rangers are obviously gone with the 4 at the back, so they'll leave Hearts with the opportunities to get attacking them. And now they have the extra man up front, so they're going to have at least some people in the box for Laudrup to cross the ball to.
Here is Laudrup, he's away from Dave McPherson. Covering in behind him was David Weir. So much trickery from Laudrup to get away from McPherson in the first place. Sent him completely the wrong way, and in behind was Weir.
Great covering from David Weir there, getting across the cover of the big right back.
Laudrup's corner kick. Richard Gough was waiting. Weir got there first. And again, this is Richard Gough. And cleared by Thomas Vogel. Back goes Stuart McCall. Stefan Adam got in front of him. The challenge, the important challenge from a Rangers point of view, is by Joachim Bjorklund. Halted Stefan Adam in full flight. McPherson closed down very quickly by Rino Gattuso. Miraculously, the ball still in. Vogel to Fulton. Very much the playmaker at the heart of the midfield for Hearts, but that's disappointing from Fulton. Chance for another Rangers attack. Here's Brian Laudrup, trying to link up with the Gattuso run. Again, good tight defending from Hearts. The touch there was off Vogel. Stuart McCall with the ball in his hands. Amoruso, fouled by Vogel. Not shy about pushing forward, Lorenzo Amoruso.
No, he comes and joins in the play. He's a good player on the ball. He's got good ability. He can come into midfield and be very comfortable on it. Very much the way Weir and Richie do for Hearts, you have to say. But already Rangers are getting on the ball at the back. They've got one less defender than they had in the first half, but they're offering more of a threat up front.
Gordon Jury looking for a foul for that Naismith challenge, not given. Steve Fulton is grounded. Play on again. Amoruso. Obviously heartened by that spectacular first-half effort, which forced Rousset into a save, but over-ambitious here. Never looked to be well-balanced to strike the shot.
No, he didn't set himself correctly for that one. He does want to be a bit ambitious at times, but with the sort of shot he's got, he's already shown us in the first half that he's capable of driving a ball from that sort of distance and causing problems to the opposition goalkeeper.
Won by Bjorklund against McCann. That was Naismith. Knocked back in by Amoruso. Was Paul Ritchie climbing? They looked a hint of it there. He got above Gordon Jury. No free kick. Terrific skill from Brian Laudrup. Richard Goff threading the pass through for McCoist, holding it up for Gattuso. Rino Gattuso getting the break of the ball. And Ali McCoist getting a second chance. And it took a touch off Paul Ritchie on its way through to Gilles Rosset. Two chances in the matter of a few seconds for McCoist.
Well, it was a bit bizarre there. Gattuso getting the break, finding it a terrible touch from Ali McCoist. But the ball breaks back to him here and he gets a shot, and probably fortunate the little deflection there from Ritchie that just took the pace out of the ball. But Hearts were giving McCoist every opportunity to, you know, finish his last game with a flurry.
Here's Gattuso, overran it. Cleared by Cameron, who didn't like Gattuso's follow-through challenge. Willie Young having a word with both players as play goes on. Amoruso's pass cut out by Flugel.
I think Gattuso will have to behave himself a bit here. He's has quite a few fouls in the match. He's getting a yellow card now. Not really surprised about that, because he wants to go and argue with people as well, and he really should get control of himself. He does a good job for Rangers. He works hard. He's very, very aggressive. Tackles people. He doesn't have to come up and you know, threaten people after tackles either.
That's Rino Gattuso's 13th yellow card of the season. He's seen a red one as well. That's a pretty horrific crime count. Laudrup. It's a good pass from Ali McCoist. It just skimmed the side netting. But things looking a whole lot more encouraging for Rangers.
Well, that's the danger. Look at the little run he's made there. He knows exactly where he wants it. David Weir's tracked the run and done enough to put him off. But that's the threat of McCoist already in this second half. Rangers are a lot more menacing going forward. What I can't understand from Hearts' point of view is that you know, that they don't really put Neil McCann in a roving role, allow him to go and pick the ball up. Joachim Bjorklund's a very, very good defender, and if he allows Bjorklund to sit on McCann won't get much of the ball all day. But if he takes him off and drags him off the wing, who knows what might happen. And I think Neil McCann would probably enjoy a little bit of freedom, but he looks as if he's playing there enough to stop Bjorklund getting forward, but that should really be a worry. He's not at his best going forward. Jim Jeffries here a bit animated. I think he really wants to get his team going, because Rangers have definitely come back into it.
The offside flag is up. That's what's halted play, but Walter Smith must be liking a lot more what he's seeing in front of him in this second half, and possibly the tail end of the first half as well, when Rangers began to threaten. And with the tactical reshuffle and Ali McCoist coming on, Rangers looking a lot more dangerous. And Ali McCoist already getting himself on the end of moves. Amoruso lets it run, it's Adam! Stefan Adam for Hearts! It's a blunder by Amoruso, and Adam makes Rangers pay 7 minutes into the second half, and that's 2-0.
Well, it was a disaster for Amoruso. He's had a super game, but look how he dwells on it here. He's got one fault in his game. This is it. Dwelling on it, has a look for Andy Gorham, leaves him go. Adam fires in a good shot. Andy Gorham doesn't do enough to parry it away. Probably would have done better there. I think normally the save that Gorham makes, but it really was hit with a lot of pace. It was dipping underneath Gorham, and it's in the back of the net. Look at Jim Jeffries. He knows that is a vital strike. Rangers back in the game, and now Hearts have gone 2-0 up. It's going to be a long way back for Rangers here today. Things looking brilliant for Hearts at the moment.
Lofted in by Stuart McCall, but high, wide, not very handsome. And there's Stefan Adam. That was his 12th goal in a Hearts jersey. He scored twice against Falkirk in the semi-final. And that's a golden goal in the final, because that may well prove to be the goal which kills off the Rangers challenge. A long way to go, and Lorenzo Amoruso will hope that he can spark a Rangers revival, because for him that was a desperate moment. He was far too casual, he was caught napping, and he was severely punished by the Frenchman Stefan Adam.
Yeah, it's a disaster for Rangers because he's given his team a mountain to climb. When they were getting back in the game, confidence high, they find themselves 2-0 down, and it's a hard work. Hearts are defending well anyway, so there's a booking now for Gordon Jury, late challenge on Neil McCann. But it was hard work anyway against this Hearts defence, but now Rangers are going to have to get 2 goals just to get themselves back on level terms, and that is going to be a tall order against a Hearts team. We're very, very confident.
Gordon Jury booked there, and that just epitomises the frustration that Rangers feel at the moment, because at a stage of the game when they looked as if they might well be threatening to equalise, suddenly there's a blunder in defence and they find themselves 2 goals to 0 down, and these Hearts fans are in the mood for a party.
Well, we spoke about Celtic fans waiting a long time for their success last Saturday. These Hearts fans have waited even longer.
Not since 1956 have Hearts won the Scottish Cup. In from Steve Fulton. The header well won by Thomas Flogel. He got himself above Sergio Parini, and the header was on target.
Yeah, also bad defending. Look at that. Flogel getting in behind him. Really unfortunate not to get his header either side of Andy Gorham. With the pace he got on it, probably have scored. A terrific effort from Flogel.
Colin Cameron keeps possession for Neil McCann. Stuart McCall battling for possession. What sort of response can Rangers find? Ibrox pass aimed at Parini, cut out by Flogel. He's had a very hard-working match so far, Thomas Flogel. A highly skilled player, but what he's adding to his game is the industry he puts in, and that's been very important so far for Hearts. Doing a lot of good closing down work. Bjorklund from McCoist, keeping possession under pressure from Paul Ritchie. Jury against Naismith, forced back the way. Goff to McCall, and Laudrup. 3 players on their way out, and Laudrup halted by Thomas Flogel. Another superbly judged tackle. Colin Cameron. A dirty look was given from Gattuso to Willie Young, and Willie Young just held his arms out and he said, well, what do you expect me to do about this?
I think that Rangers will probably look to bring Durant on for Gattuso at some stage, because Gattuso sitting on a yellow card, very precarious position.
Stefan Adam again beating Amoruso for pace, but he was out very wide, and there was nobody in the middle when he fired the ball across. Adam, a prime example of Jim Jeffries' eye for a player. He's never had much money to spend. What he has had, he's used very wisely. And Adam has complemented the players Jeffries already has. Flogel fouled. Ian Ferguson, the offender. Hearts won't want to commit too many players forward. No great desperation for them now about scoring again. That's Dave McPherson's header. Adam and McCann. And Andy Gorham was scrambling along his goal line.
Bad defending. Dave McPherson did really well winning the ball there. But look at the space that Stephen Adam. If he manages to get a toe on that, that's in the net. 3-0 this game. It's completely all over. It might even be all over at this stage, but Rangers do obviously need a goal now to try and get themselves back in. They need a goal early in order to try and get themselves back to the position they were in just after half-time. Only a goal down, pushing for things. But at the moment, Hearts have had a real lift in that goal. Against the run of play in the second half, you have to say, but all credit to Stefan Adam, taking advantage of Amoruso's slack play, and 1 or 2 other efforts there, a bit of slackness in that Rangers defence that must give them a bit of heart that they can go and capitalise on it again and get another goal.
Amoruso for Gattuso, getting away from Colin Cameron's challenge, and the foul committed by Steve Fulton. Fulton tries to protest his innocence, but it was always going to be difficult for Fulton to get at the ball from this position. Or did he, Gordon?
Yeah, he got a touch on the ball. I think that the way the tackle came in, it probably looked like a foul to the referee, but I thought it was a decent tackle. He wasn't trying to play the man at all. Foot wrapped around him and flicked it away, but Amoruso to hit this.
Lorenzo Amoruso. Sliced away, off target. He hangs his head. It's not shaping up as a day he will want to remember. A player of high quality, a player of superb ability, Amoruso. But there are lapses about his game. And it was one of those lapses which led to Hearts' second goal. Here he is again. Another Italian, Salvatore. Good play from Weir. He was under pressure from McCoist. Hooked away by McPherson. The Amoruso back heel for Stuart McCall. Ali McCoist winning the ball, played through. Here he is. Now Ferguson. And Gattuso. Judy and McCoist at the edge of the box. Rangers trying to work it that way. That's a hopeful ball from McCall. Well defended by Hearts. Colin Cameron got there ahead of Stuart McCall. Signs of tiredness about some of the Rangers players. It is a baking hot day. It's a draining day, and all the more draining when you're 2-0 down in a cup final.
Yeah, you wonder what's going through their minds. I know that the Hearts players will be focusing on things at the moment, thinking if we just do things correctly, we don't give anything away, we don't make any daft mistakes the way Amoruso did, then, you know, the way the game's going now, we're home and dry. But there's a long way to go, and it's, you know, anything can happen in cup finals, as we know. But at the moment, Hearts, things are going absolutely superbly from their point of view. And Rangers, really, the frustrations begin to come through in their play, I think.
Is this to be the first time in 12 seasons that Rangers go through a season without winning a trophy? That superb record may be about to come crashing to an end, but there is certainly plenty of time for them to get back into this game. In from Perini. Here comes Jury. Well cut out by Paul Ritchie. That was superb defending. He judged the line of that ball in so well and powered that header away. As we look again at the goal, which has given Hearts something of a cushion, Gordon.
Yeah, it's a terrific effort from Adam. I mean, the good thing from his point of view is anticipating that Amoruso might just give him a little sniff at it, and he goes and he makes it for himself. He fires in a decent shot. Thought Andy Gordon might have done a bit better if his wrist had been stronger, but you got to say that at that point that you know, Adam has probably deserved to get it because he's of opportunism.
Stefano Salvatore took too long, and he was robbed by a combination of another couple of Italians, Gattuso and Perini. Now Ian Ferguson knocks the ball in front of Gordon Jury. I think Gordon Jury would have preferred that delivered to his feet, because it was always 50-50 as to whether Jury or Naismith would get there. And now Gordon Jury prepares to hurl in one of his long throws, aimed at Richard Goff, off the back of David Weir's head. What a save, Gilles Rousset from Ali McCoist. McCoist seemed certain to score. Knocked away by Rousset. In from Amoruso. And the man who had a nightmare in '96 may well be emerging as the hero of '98, Gilles Rousset.
Good instinctive save. What a chance for McCoist, though. He wouldn't know much about it, Rousset, but he set himself and he's got it away, and it's fantastic save from him.
Away from Paul Ritchie. The Hearts are hemmed in at the moment. Perini. Here's McCoist again. Gattuso. Overrun it. Taken away from him by Colin Cameron. Now Thomas Vogel. Hearts on the break. Adam trying to keep himself onside. But the pass didn't find its way through to him. That was a real counter-attacking possibility. Rangers had committed so many players forward.
It had to be played early there. If he'd played it immediately, picked that ball up. Stefan Adam was onside. He was in his own half. and he was through, but Thomas Flugel didn't see him quickly enough.
Well, that looked like as Walter Smith looks on, that looked like a half Nelson that Dave McPherson had on Brian Laudrup there, and the result of it is a free kick.
I think he must be looking to bring Ian Durrant on pretty soon, Walter Smith. Durrant for Gattuso would be the obvious choice. Gattuso with the yellow card, I would think definitely would be the man to come off.
Ian Durrant is warming up as Brian Laudrup knocks in the free kick. Again, it's a breakdown in communication. And straight through to Gilles Rousset. But we've already seen Walter Smith back down in the dugout area, and he is supervising the change, which Rangers seem certain to make before too much longer. Amoruso. It's a powerful run, this, by Salvatore. Adam is alongside him. That's in for Neil McCann. Couldn't get there. Bjorklund and Goff managed to scramble that away for Rangers. McCoist did well, but there before Cameron. And McCall. Torini. Laudrup's ahead of him. Hits the deck, no free kick. And Dave McPherson rolls a pass for Adam. This time there's no way past Amoruso for Stefan Adam. And cleared by Andy Gorham. It looks as if Stuart McCall will be the player to come off to make way for the introduction of Ian Durrant. Rangers still deliberating. Laudrup, here's Stuart McCall. A chance, out comes Gilles Rousset. Brave goalkeeping. He didn't get there before Stuart McCall, but the goalkeeper did enough to make sure that Stuart McCall couldn't put this shot on target.
Yeah, it was a good effort. He just overrun it a little bit far in front of himself. Keeper's come out, smothered it. It was a great run by him, but no chance really with the keeper coming out. Rousset squeezing the situation down.
Here's Flugel and Fulton. Asking a lot of Thomas Flugel there was the skipper, Fulton. Joachim Bjorklund gets it back to Richard Goff. Took a touch off Fulton, the Bjorklund pass. Cool play from Fulton, slowing things down. Hesitation there between Fulton and Ritchie. Now Gattuso, a covering run made by David Weir, conceding the corner kick. And Rangers will be piling bodies into the box. Ian Ferguson comes across to take the corner kick. Goff and Amoruso are in the area. The corner kick placed in a position where there was no Rangers player, only David Weir. Another chance now from Torini, and another harmless ball played into the box, and the shout from Gilles Rousset allowed David Weir just to let that run behind.
That's excellent play at that stage. I mean, there's very, very noisy out there, but it was a good shout, whoever gave it to David Weir, because if he'd nodded that back out, the pressure would have stayed on. Did very, very well just to pull out of it, let it run through harmlessly for the goal kick.
Rangers keen to make the switch, and as revealed a couple of moments ago, it's Stuart McCall who comes off in what seems certain to be his last match in a Rangers strip. So that's an emotional moment for McCall, who's given so much in Rangers colours, and on in his place comes another man who's given a lot for Rangers. 14 years at Ibrox, Ian Durrant.
Yeah, he's a tremendous player, Durrant. He'll go and try and link up with McCoist and get that familiar pattern they used to have, but it does surprise me that it wasn't Rino Gattuso. I think Gattuso, he was falling away out of the game a bit, and he's had some bad challenges. Well, they're once again into one, considering the fouls he's had. He's sitting on a yellow card. There's Willie Young having a word with him. That's always liable to happen, and we can see here again, late challenge.
Again, that highlights the frustration that Rangers are feeling at the moment. But Rino Gattuso is possibly a lucky man, and he will have to watch himself between now and the end of the match. Steve Fulton, he's important to Hearts at this stage in terms of keeping the ball and using it well, which he's just done, picking out Dave McPherson. It's a good long run from McPherson. Unfortunate with the break of the ball, taken away from him by Ian Durrant. Play waved on by Willie Young as Adam tried to cash in on more hesitation in the Rangers' defence. Here's Salvatore and Fulton. Gary Naismith making a run. Through for Adam. In is Durrant. And back to Gorham. McCoist beaten by Ritchie. Durrant has started only 3 matches for Rangers this season, so he's not seen a lot of top-team football in his final season with the club. Always a player of great ability, great vision, great passing. Here's McCoist against Paul Ritchie, and yet again, great composure shown by Paul Ritchie. There was no hint of panic there, as he was one-on-one with McCoist inside his own area, and he just waited for the ball to be his.
It was a good run with McCoist. He got himself 1-on-1. I think he knew exactly what he wanted to do, but unfortunately for Ali, Paul Ritchie knew exactly what he wanted to do as well, and he robbed him very, very sweetly there, and then played a good forward ball. Ritchie, Weir at the back have been absolutely excellent.
Through the midway stage we are in the second half of the cup final, and Hearts have a 2-0 lead. Colin Cameron very early on in the first half, and Stefan Adam striking early in the second half. It's a long road back for Rangers at the moment, but 1 goal would spark hopes that they might have something left. It's a good flick from Flogel, great skill. And forced Richard Goff into conceding the corner kick. Good play from Flogel. He's having a good match for Hearts.
Yeah, lovely little flick. Dave McPherson plays a nice ball. Look at the lovely touch of skill there. And Richard Goff doing well just to read the situation, come across, but can only get away from the corner.
Neil McCann will strike the corner kick, left-footed. This will swing in towards Andy Gorham. It's the punch from Gorham. And he was pushed as he made the punch. Free kick right on the goal line. Yeah,
I think David Weir was just backing into him here. He realises what's happening, but you can see it not doing enough lot. It doesn't look deliberate to me, but I think the ref, as we know, the referees give goalkeepers probably a lot more protection than they deserve at times.
Richard Goff's pass came off the back of Stefan Adam's head. Richard Goff, who came to the rescue a couple of times early on in this Scottish Cup campaign. A late winner against Hamilton. But the cup run, at the moment, looks like it will end in defeat unless Rangers can summon something from their reserves. They've certainly piled a lot of effort into this match, and there must be a lot of exhausted players out there. Ian Durrant over the ball. Amoruso. Again, it's off target. He's tried again and again from set pieces, but with the exception of that swerving effort in the first half.
Well, you've got to admire his fortitude. It's just keeps on doing it, and unfortunately, most of his efforts have landed up exactly where that one did there. Slicing the ball quite a few times. He did that one good strike from the other side in the first half when he's managed to got the little swerve on it, stayed in target, but that must be frustrating for his teammates to be spoiling so many of those free kick opportunities.
I think that was row X of the East stand where that Amoruso free kick ended up, and Rangers will view that as a wasted opportunity, a chance to ask questions of the Hearts defence. Meanwhile, Rino Gattuso battling to get the ball back and get on with the free kick, which has been awarded for the challenge there. The shirt tugging by Fulton. In from Durrant, watched all the way by Risse. Again, it's top-class handling. Staring into the sun. And Ruse just plucked that out of the air. Salvatore to Fulton. Hearts trying to keep themselves onside. Good play from Neil McCann. He's away from Gattuso. Free kick. Not given. And that's fortunate, I think, for Gattuso that it wasn't given, because that might well have been his last sniff of the match.
I thought it was a foul. I thought he tripped him. I think maybe Willie Young a little bit worried now that the next foul from Gattuso might require a red card for him, because he's had so many fouls in the game, and he's sitting there with that yellow card. I mean, he's not getting in there to deliberately foul McCann, but he definitely catches him.
Lovely touch that from Stefan Adam, linking so well with Thomas Florgel. He went to the French Soccer School of Excellence, and it shows. And here he is battling to win the ball back from Lorenzo Amoruso. Now Ian Durrant, fresh pair of legs, able to launch himself on that sort of surging run. Here's the other sub, McCoist, trying to get away from David Weir. Wins a free kick. Good direct play from McCoist, and he's rewarded with a free kick here. Not an awful lot in it by the looks of it. Rangers attempting to take the free kick quickly, but too quickly for the referee. Already Ian Durrant breathing hard. A cluster of blue shirts in the box for Durrant to aim at. Can't find them though. The diving header from Thomas Flugel got it away. In again from Durrant. David Weir's header dropping for Ali McCoist. And he couldn't get over the shot. Pained expression.
Well, he's always been like a magnet at times, hasn't he, in that box? The ball just seems to come to him when he's free. Couldn't get the ball down there, and it's snatching a bit at that. Probably realises how badly Rangers need a goal, but he really wanted to keep that on target, make Rusey have a save, but that's got to be considered a bad miss in that respect.
15 goals this season, Ali McCoist. He's started just 12 matches. He has got such a fantastic scoring record over the years. It doesn't look today, on the evidence so far, as if it's going to be one of his days. Good play from Adam. He's got strength to go with the skill. Will McCann. Gary Naismith happy just to launch that deep down into the Rangers half. And set Rangers the challenge of building an attack. Ian Durrant seeing a lot of the ball. Rangers will want him to make things happen. Here's Gordon Jury. And now Rino Gattuso. In the way, not for the first time in this match, Paul Ritchie. Steve Fulton couldn't catch the pass. And Rino Gattuso is grounded.
Yeah, it was a slide tackle, and Ritchie just played the ball away. He definitely caught Gattuso's head there because Gattuso had slid through. If you watch the challenge here, he slides right through, just flicked away, catches him on the head as he goes over.
Well, it was 1956 when Hearts last won the Scottish Cup. They beat Celtic that day by 3 goals to 1, and a crowd at Hampden of 133,000. And I'm sure that these Hearts supporters will be thinking that the rewriting of the record books at the moment is very much possible. And the man you've just been looking at, Stefan Adam, takes a lot of credit for that. And Adam is just raising a clenched fist a moment ago to the Hearts supporters, because that's the end of the match for him. He comes off, he has made a huge contribution. And it's a nice situation for Hearts when they can bring on their top scorer, Jim Hamilton, to take Adam's place. Jury with the long throw. And there's Jim Hamilton's first touch. He does useful work in defence, as well as further forward. A neat back heel from Neil McCann. Fulton finding Hamilton. The first time hook shot. Linking up with Colin Cameron. Cameron wrestled Perini to the ground. And words are about to be had. Yes, Willie Young, who showed the red card to Lorenzo Amoruso at Pataudry just a few weeks ago, issues a yellow card to the Italian defender, and Jim Hamilton is booked as well. So Jim Hamilton's had an early impact. Richard Gough wins the header. Ali McCoy hits the ground. And the diving header attempt missed by Brian Laudrup just a few yards out. He's hurt himself in the process, but he must be thinking back on this as a real opportunity.
Yeah, it's a real surprise Brian Laudrup decided to go with his head. Look, good header, of course. Dave McPherson does climb a bit over Alan McCoy. No real foul there, I don't think. But look at the chance Brian Laudrup's got here. Decides to go for a header, but that ball doesn't come up from him. Really amazing miss from Brian Laudrup. A goal at this stage for Rangers, crucial. 10 minutes to go. They're going to put a bit of pressure on Hearts, but another good chance going to begging there.
We've sung the praises plenty during this match of Paul Ritchie, but that was a real error by Ritchie when he tried to direct the header back towards Gilles Rousset. It fell for Brian Laudrup, and that could well have been the goal which brought Rangers back in with a chance of salvaging something out of this match. But the Hearts supporters aren't too bothered about that. The chance went to begging, and they're getting ready to party. Inside the last 10 minutes of the final. Rangers about to make another change. Ian Ferguson, I think, will come off in a minute. Threaded through by Gattuso to McCoist! And Ali McCoist strikes with 9 minutes left. He's had a string of chances, and finally he's put one away. And can Rangers haul themselves back?
You have to say he's threatened it there. Look at the ball, Gattuso just plays it in his path. He gets between two defenders. Tremendous slide rule shot away in the corner there, giving Gilles Rousset no chance at all. He gets himself between, I think it's David Weir there, Paul Ritchie, just gets in that little gap, finishes it really well. He's threatened it, Ali McCoy, you have to say, but that does give Rangers a real lift at this stage. 9 minutes to go, gives them an opportunity, a tremendous opportunity now to go and pressurise Hearts.
And did you see that look on Walter Smith's face on the Rangers bench? That was a visage transformed. The black cloud was suddenly lifted, and he now sees real hope here. Thomas Vlogel for Hearts, and Neil McCann in a dangerous situation. Well dealt with by Joachim Bjorklund. That was good defending against a very immediate threat of Neil McCann. Ushered behind for the goal kick.
Well, it's game on now, Rob, you have to say. 10 minutes, now down to 8 minutes to go. And Rangers will be pushing a lot for a goal here. Hearts will have to bed in, they'll have to get the experienced players to take a lead here, the Dave McPhersons, the David Weirs, because this is going to be probably a very, very tough closing spell for them.
Rangers will try to turn the pressure up on Hearts. Having pulled the goal back at a time when maybe Hearts were beginning to feel comfortable and think about the final whistle. But that now seems for them a long way away as Ali McCoist again battles for possession. Gattuso and Laudrup. The Hearts box under siege. The left foot of Laudrup. Here's Ian Ferguson. Headed away by Vlogel. Ferguson again. Ian Durant. Knocked into the danger area and away by David Weir. Chased by Salvatore, but won back by Ferguson. There's now a spring in the step of some of these Rangers players who looked flat-footed a few minutes ago. That's Richard Gough nodding it down, looking for Ali McCoist. Controlled on the chest of Naismith. There was a hopeful shout from the Rangers supporters that there might have been a hint of handball about that, but Willie Young got it absolutely right. Naismith's clearance may have lacked something, but he did manage to control the ball on his chest. Tense moments. Moments that can decide the outcome of this cup final. That's a good run by Parini, which wins a corner kick. And an incredible noise coming from the Rangers supporters. That confirms the decision from Willie Young as being the right one. Cluster of blue shirts in the box. Ian Durrant's corner kick driven in, headed away by Jim Hamilton. What an important clearance that was. Lofted up by Ian Ferguson, and an overhead kick from Dave McPherson. And they go in with a chance to push forward. Not much more than 5 minutes of normal time left. Fulton, good pass picking out McCann. As Rangers push forward, there are gaps opening up. Here's one for Colin Cameron. Neil McCann, good challenge by Ian Ferguson. May well be at the expense of a corner kick. No, he keeps it in. It was a good challenge, because that was a threatening moment as Cameron and McCann pushed forward. It's 2-1 with 4.5 minutes left. Goff looking for Judy. Judy got the touch. Here's Ali McCoist looking for a penalty kick, and he's got it! No, he hasn't. Ali McCoist reckoned that was a penalty. He thought Willie Young was pointing at the spot, but he was pointing at a spot a fraction outside the area. It's a free kick.
On the line, it's spot on, but having said that, it's probably as close as the Hearts were in the first half that was given. Willie Young just there decided that was a penalty. It just shows the difficult decision on the margin, right on the very line.
And Walter Smith there thought that was a penalty kick, but these cheers very quickly turned to a feeling of frustration. But this is still a highly dangerous situation for Hearts. Not surprisingly, everyone is behind the ball for them. There's a huge wall of white shirts. Brian Laudrup could be in command here. So could Amaruso, who's had a few free kicks off target. Ian Durrant there as well, and Ali McCoist. Gilles Rousset could be an important man on the goal line. Richard Goff is the infiltrator in the Hearts wall. Here comes Laudrup. Took a touch off the Hearts wall. And behind for a corner kick. That's a disappointing outcome for Laudrup and Rangers.
Yes, he's tried to curl it there. It just come off the hip, I think, of Salvatore there. But the corner Rangers have, they'll put a lot of pressure on.
Delivered by Durant, knocked away by McPherson. That's an effort from Laudrup and by Parini. Prodded away by Neil McCann, kicked in by Laudrup. Here comes Brian Laudrup. Sprinted into a shooting position, but Gilles Rousset watched that one head wide of goal. The Hearts players and supporters breathe again, because Brian Laudrup looked in menacing mood there, and Gilles Rousset was happy to watch that travel wide of target. Gilles Rousset is the man of the match. And what a moment that is for him, having gone through such an ordeal 2 seasons ago during the 5-1 defeat by Rangers. Gordon Jury. The pass was aimed at McCoist, cut out by Ritchie. Hearts have to show real nerve, real spirit. And they've lost possession. Under no great pressure again, it was Steve Fulton who was robbed. Now Brian Laudrup. That came off Naismith. Now Paul Ritchie. Hearts need to show composure. Scenes of real tension on the touchline. Jim Jeffries will take the final whistle anytime. Walter Smith Desperate for his side to produce another goal and take this match into extra time. Just 1 minute of the 90 left, plus stoppage time. And Stefano Salvatore takes the ball for a walk. Flogel. Hearts trying to keep the ball. Steve Fulton is injured. Brian Laudrup, that came off his heel. Ali McCoy's tried to win it back. Here's Ian Durrant. Came off Gary Naismith. Ali McCoist off the ball, is not happy with Paul Ritchie. An exchange of words. McCoist felt he was caught by the studs of Ritchie when he was on the ground as he won the ball. Tempers flaring. And that volley from Neil McCann gets a huge cheer from the Hearts supporters. Because it has Andy Gorham on the chase. And coming up now to 90 minutes, into stoppage time. And all round the ground, eyes are flitting towards watches and wondering how much time Willie Young will add on.
Well, they've been hanging on. There's my man in the match, Rusey. He's had a tremendous game here. No onus on him to kick this ball. Richard Goff's gone to him. The Hearts are fighting really with great spirit to try and hold on to this lead.
There's real exhaustion about a lot of these players, Hearts and Rangers. Rangers trying to produce one last big effort, the sort of effort that could keep this match going. At the moment, it's Hearts Cup. In from Ian Durrant. Out comes Jules Rousset, and the man of the match. Climbing above Perini and claiming the ball as his. There'll be some more stoppage time to be added now because Gary Naismith has taken a blow. Looks as if he's taken a blow on the back of his head. Jules Rousset, man of the match, but Gary Naismith has been outstanding as well.
Well, it was a real difficult decision to pick Andy. I mean, everyone in that Hearts side has contributed to the game today, and they're putting an awful lot of effort. The whole back four have been sensational, I think, apart from that little slip up there. And Ali McCoist has got through between them, showing his real quality once again. Ali McCoist, a lot of people say he's finished. Well, if he's finished, as a lot of people would like to be as gone as that, because he knows how to finish. There's 2 or 3 efforts a day, he snatched at 1 or 2 of them, but still managed to put his team back in the game with that wonderful goal.
Ian Durrant through for Gordon Jury, headed away by Paul Ritchie. Every challenge now for Hearts, an important one. Advantage being played by Willie Young after Colin Cameron was surely fouled, and in fact Willie Young will now take action. He didn't like the challenge at all by Durrant and Cameron. Cameron's still grounded. Durrant will be booked. But yeah, this was good refereeing, because Willie Young was determined that the match should flow.
Yeah, the other aspect that wasn't good from the point of view of sportsmanship was that Hearts had put the ball out of play when they had possession of it for Naismith to get treatment, and then Rangers took the throw in and kept possession. They didn't give it back to Hearts, as teams normally do in the spirit. I know it's a cup final, I know they're trying to get back in the game, but Hearts did have possession when it was put out of play.
2.5 minutes of stoppage time played. The Hearts supporters will let out an almighty roar if they can keep the scoreline as it is in these closing stages. Knocked out of play by Paul Ritchie, and a none too friendly exchange there with Rino Gattuso. 2 totally committed players. In from Jury, off the top of Gattuso's head, and out of play off the boot of David Weir. Away from Jim Hamilton. Lorenzo Amoruso will want to get this back into the Hearts area, but not like that. Giving away possession. Cameron robbed by Jury. Now Durrant. Amoruso again. Richard Goff is up alongside McCoist and Laudrup. Gattuso. Another important intervention by Jim Hamilton. Again, it's Hamilton. Determined play, and from Jury, the Laudrup flick, and what an important challenge that was by David Weir on Sergio Porrini, just as he was about to pull the trigger on a shot at goal. And now Gordon Jury. Jim Jeffries sweating in all senses in the Hearts dugout area.
Yeah, that was a good strike from Jury, I have to say. That was a real opportunity. The final whistle must be about to blow any second. But what a challenge just before that from David Weir on Sergio Porrini when he was in. Fabulous challenge, last gasp, just to save the day.
And that's it! Jim Jeffries is besieged by players and fellow members of the backroom staff. Walter Smith offers his congratulations. There's the happy captain, Steve Fulton. Hearts have won the Tennant Scottish Cup. The first time they've won that trophy for 42 years. And it's their first major trophy of any sort since 1962. And this will spark a huge celebration for the Hearts supporters. There's Colin Cameron, who's played a big part all the way through the season for Hearts. Such an impressive team. Gary Naismith certainly fits the bill as far as that's concerned. They've been strong all the way through, but what they wanted right at the end of it was some tangible proof that they had a vastly improved side. And that proof has come with the winning of the Tennant Scottish Cup. Thomas Flogo, some raised eyebrows when he featured in the starting lineup ahead of Jim Hamilton. But that decision totally vindicated in his performance. A goal from Colin Cameron from the penalty spot in the first half. Victory sealed by Stefan Adam in the second half. And Ali McCoist's goal proving to be scant consolation for Rangers. Here's the Hearts manager, Jim Jeffries.
Jim, unbelievable attention still. You just feel it in there. You thought that game was never going to end.
Well, it's 40 years. And, I said to the players, it could be the greatest day of our lives. And now it's going to be.
You just thought it was never going to end, and you kept turning around to us behind the dugout and saying, how long to go?
Well, when the first goal,
you said that after 30 seconds of the second half.
I turned around to the bench when we were scoring the first minute. I says, how long to go? And it was just one of these. And then, just when McCoy's come up and got that second goal, because you're never out of it 2-0 because a goal and then it swings to the end. But that's just, just a great occasion. It was always going to happen sometime. The players deserve all the credit. And
what a start you had! What a start you had!
Oh, fantastic! Stevie's made a positive run. He's been brought down. Mickey Cameron stuck the thing away. And really, for there, our plan worked today. If you win these Cavaliers, as we've been in the past, we made it difficult for Rangers to come at us. Yes, they had plenty of the ball. They didn't break us down, and then we caught them on the break. And I thought we could have scored two.
I know you want to get out there and join that party. The fans have been fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, we've waited for this 40 odd years, and it was for the fans.
I think you'll be celebrating for 40 years, Jim. Go and join the party.
He's the Bills manager of the year, and who would deny him that honour? What a job he's done at Hearts. 3 seasons in charge at Tynecastle. And Jim Jeffries, he had a tear in his eye there, and he'll be thinking back to being at Hampden Park when Hearts last won a major trophy, which was 36 years ago. Jim Jeffries was an 11-year-old, and now back as manager, a good deal older and wiser, and Hearts have the cup. Here's the man of the match, Gilles Rousset.
Yeah, a little man of the match award going on here. Mr. Brown from Tennant handed over to Gilles Rousset. Gilles, you must have enjoyed that, but it was very dramatic.
Absolutely delighted. The teams worked very, very hard. It wasn't the best performance for us, but we were determined to go here and play well and bring back the trophy there at Edinburgh, because it's been 36 years with no trophy there. We are absolutely delighted. The fans were fantastic, and we're very, very happy.
And for you to exercise the ghost of what happened 2 years ago?
No, I said that it was 2 years ago. It was the past, now it was very important to win this one. We've done it, so let's go now for the big party. When
Ali McCoy scored, did you think maybe it was going to go wrong?
Yeah, because maybe 8 or 10 minutes left. They put a lot of pressure on us, but we made a terrific job in defense, so we're very happy tonight.
Another fantastic scenes out there, Gilles. Go enjoy the party.
Thank you very much. Bye.
What a game he had. There are winners and there are losers. And the Rangers fans now heading homeward, disconsolate. For them, it's a barren season. And as I said during the match commentary, it's 12 years since Rangers went through a season without lifting a trophy. Richard Gough has lifted so much silverware during his Rangers career that this sort of disappointment is very foreign to him. And the Rangers players lie grounded and contemplate, and Lorenzo Amoruso must think back to that terrific lapse which let in Stefan Adam for Hearts' second goal. And were it not for that, and if 1-0 had been the margin and had continued to be so, Ali McCoist's goal might well have been the equaliser. But a lot of mights, a lot of ifs, a lot of maybes. What we can say for certain is that Rangers have lost. Players like Ali McCoist will now head through the exit door at Ibrox. But today is all about Hearts and their celebrations and the end of a long wait to win a major trophy. Jim Jeffries has just appeared back on the pitch, and boy, were the Hearts supporters happy to see him back. Exchanging embraces with his players. This Hearts team assembled for less than £1 million in terms of transfer fees. Jim Jeffries has always been good throughout his career at putting together sides on a shoestring budget. There was no comparison between these two, Hearts and Rangers, today in terms of spending power. But what Jim Jeffries has done is put together a strong unit, players who complement each other. Some players brought in from Scottish football, some players brought in from further afield, the likes of Stefan Adam, Thomas Flugel, Stefano Salvatore, and they all play their part within the Hearts unit. And these supporters will hope that today is not just about Scottish Cup glory, but it's also about building a platform from which Hearts can soar even higher. There's the club captain, Gary Locke, a Hearts supporter through and through. Agony for him this afternoon to have to sit this match out. He failed to recover in time after injury, but he is as happy at this moment as anyone in and around the ground. Gary Locke joins the party. One wonders now if Hearts will release funds during the summer for Jim Jeffries to take another step forward, because it's always been Jim Jeffries' opinion that what he can't afford to do is stand still, because the minute Hearts stand still is that the minute they could be overtaken by others who aspire to take up their position, the position they've achieved in the Scottish game. Third in the League Championship, they were in contention for so long, and shortly they will take delivery of this magnificent trophy. And what a beautiful picture for Hearts supporters that is, with the maroon ribbons draped around it. Not since 1956